and tax reform bills have come to stay one way or another. I want you to speak to states at this time, especially states that are reliant on a federal allocation. What do you think they should be doing at this point in time?
Thank you. Part of what they should do has already been mentioned by Dr. Kenneth Yondu, that along the line, they are only producing raw materials for others to process, that they should go along and start producing also the finished products. That is good and is key, that it is a catalyst for industrialization in these states. But in addition, my take also is that there should be VAT on the raw materials that they produce. Because you cannot say there is no value addition at the level of production. Why would Imo State, for instance, produce granite, and then somebody from Bauchi will go and buy that granite without VAT, and then process into biscuits and maybe refined cooking oil, and then he will put VAT on it, and then VAT will be paid from Bauchi to Federal Land Revenue Service, and it will be recorded that Bauchi State has contributed into the VAT pool account for that month, and then on the day of sharing, Bauchi will take credit. And then Imo, that did the initial value addition, is not recognized. So both ways, that there should be VAT on their raw material, and then they should also use that as a catalyst to start adding value within the state. So that is on that. So many things have been discussed, and I want to have an input on some of them. The issue of the students, the NEL fund, that for me, the honorable member made a point that all these agencies are interventionists, and an intervention should not last forever. But I'm not asking for scraping, I'm against scraping them for now. What I want to suggest is that the NEL fund is a revolving fund. So let there be a seed fund. Let government put a seed fund, which is an initial fund, and then it will continue to circulate among the students. As some return their own, others are collected. So that is that on the issue. Then there is another issue. Not excessive power for the president, there is also excessive power for the chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service in so many regards. One, that the chairman FIRS is the chairman FIRS, that is the service, is the chairman Federal Inland Revenue Service Board, is the chairman technical committee of the board, is the chairman joint tax board, and the four are in one. So, I mean, that is excessive. My advice on this is let the chairman of the board be a separate person. Not only that the chairman FRS is the chairman of the board, but that he is the only member of the board that is coming from the service. Since 2007, it is not the committee that, brought about this, but they adopted it. So let them, rather than adopting some of the laws, they should adapt. So let there be a separate chairman. Now, another thing that was discussed was this issue of VAT rate, increase in VAT rate. Me, I'm of the opinion that we should increase the VAT rate, but not on everything. Let there be a segmentation of the items that are attracting VAT based on needs. Because VAT is a tool for government, to use in discouraging or encouraging consumption of certain items. That is a fiscal tool. So we should increase the VAT rate on articles of ostentations, for instance, and other things that government wants to, does not want consumption on, like cigarette. If you make VAT on cigarette to be 20%, so be it. If you make the purchase of luxury vehicles to be 50%, so be it. So that way, you know, you will increase the total VAT collection. I also want to talk of the issue of zero rating of some items, like the issue of zero rating agricultural implements. That when you buy a tractor, for instance, you pay VAT on it, and then you claim refund. The chairman of the committee, Tayo, now mentioned himself in one of his television interviews that in his more than 20 years of practice, he was able to get tax refunds only once. What more of a peasant farmer that cannot leave his village to go to Abuja or to go to the city to start fighting for VAT refund? So I suggest let there be exemption, not zero rating. Then there is issue of ambiguity. There are ambiguities that are still in the bills, though they were inherited from the Act. One of the areas is the issue of ecclesiastical, use of ecclesiastical when it comes to exemption, or when it comes to exemption. For me, the word ecclesiastical ordinarily means nothing to me, because Aramaic, Arabic, all these languages, they share so many things in common. You have salam in Arabic, you have shalom in Aramaic, things like that. But for the application area, there could be an issue that when you want to apply strictly, other places of worship will not enjoy that exemption. So let the word be substituted with religious. Then another area I'm looking at is the area of family taxation. I agree fully with Mr. Tayo that this issue is not talking of inheritance tax, but that is not how many people see it. So if people are seeing it different, let us rephrase that. I think it's section either 3 subsection 4, something like that, or 4 subsection 3. Let's rephrase that section to clear the ambiguity. Or let there be another subsection following that will clear the ambiguity that we are not talking of inheritance tax. But I believe that section is not talking of inheritance tax. But we are not talking of Kamal, we are talking of other people. So these are some of the issues I look. But finally, there is this issue of orientation. I have been talking about it. I've been preaching orientation. That we still do not believe Nigeria is our country, that it is for us. Let there be a ministry for orientation, national orientation. Let our children begin to believe that they have no other place than Nigeria. And let us strive to leave Nigeria better than we met it. The level of suspicion is too much. Not only that, let there be enough sensitization for people to know that paying tax is a civic responsibility, and that taxation is the only permanent substitute to oil. It is the only sustainable means of financing government expenditure, and that it has come to stay. It has been there from the beginning. It will be there to the end. That let's change our tax-paying culture. And then the issue surrounding
Thank you. Thank you very much. You've raised a lot of issues that we won't even have the time to get responses to. But we thank you very much for all the issues you have raised, even from the beginning. Let me quickly